to Don, who's calling from the Czech Republic. Don, you're on the air.
They basically have to run the table on all the battleground states, and here's the real problem. The betting odds favored Shapiro would automatically basically lose to Michigan right off the bat because of the Dearborn voters. Mayor Pete, which you mentioned, was a disastrous Secretary of Transportation. Kamala's the disastrous border czar. So we're sitting at a point where nobody helps them on that map to maybe take more than one or two of the battleground states, and they need them all. And on top of that, they're in a situation where they're probably only going to take Minnesota and Illinois in the entire center of the United States.
Well, Don, I think it's interesting because you bring up that these people have all had disastrous performances, but look how quickly they all endorsed Kamala Harris. After saying there's no way she could be it, within a few hours it was endorsed by some of the biggest names. The Obamas really being it. Every celebrity got on board. It happened almost immediately. So to say that, yes, do I agree with you that they've had tremendously bad records? Of course. But that doesn't mean the PR spin can't be changed to look at these heroes, look at this historic ticket, as Rick said, which will be, by the way, a very convincing thing. When I told my kids, hey, when they're watching news, Kamala Harris will be potentially the presidential nominee, my daughters both said, so this could be our first female president. They were excited. Obviously, they're excited. There could be a lot of people who, yes, may be thinking like a kid would think, in the sense of could be a big moment for the country, not unlike an Obama presidency where people get behind it. So when you talk about her record and the fact that she's very unpopular, I think we should play this clip from Bill Maher real quick. I don't know if Bill Maher, as much as I have always enjoyed his commentary, is correct. Let's go ahead.
Harris would be the first woman president, first black woman president, and first Asian president. But I don't vote for who will be the first. I vote for who will win. And for whatever reason, Harris has never been popular. You can count the number of delegates she won in the 2020 primaries on one hand, as long as that hand has no fingers.
There are a lot of people, actually. I was trying to find Obama's commentary on Harris. 10, 12 years ago, he was actually very complimentary of her. Said that she was very smart, was someone who could be big on the party. Yeah, and was the attorney general, I believe. He said she's the best looking attorney general we've ever had. That was the first thing he said. Very interesting thing. That was from a Washington Times article from 2013. So I just pulled that up recently. Let's go ahead and take some more calls. Have we checked with Diane? She's back? All right, Diane in New Mexico, you're on the air.
Yes, sir. I love your show. I don't think that Kamala Harris is going to make it in the debate with Trump. I don't think she will. By the way, last week, the points on the Politico or the Gallup poll, they had to have 6 to tie Trump and 7 to win. And I think they're not going to make it. Shapiro guy, he might be a little bit of a trouble for Trump. However, I think Trump's going to do it. And I don't think that it's going to be a real bad thing. I think she's just going to win.
Diane, I think that you could be right in the fact that they may just say, hey, somewhat, if Kamala does poorly, we can reset in 2 years and let's continue on. Let's keep going and get some calls because we run out of time. Let's go to Linda, who's calling in Virginia. Listen on the radio. Linda, you're on the air.
Yeah, I went to X last night and I saw that Barack Obama was praising Biden, but he did not endorse Kamala. So I'm not 100%. Everybody else has. I agree with you. So I'm not totally set that Kamala's going to get it, but all of her faults being said by other people is true.
That is the one. That is the one part of the story. He did not endorse her for a reason. Unless they are planning some big event where he does endorse her, he left that part off intentionally. The Obamas did, because they're at least weighing the options here. Let's not be kidding. Now, do I think Michelle jumps in? I really actually don't right now. But I think there's at least that moment of going, let's not jump into this too quickly. We've got a month. So let's see how things shake out. Let's at least get through the first polls, see where we're actually at. And again, with such big news, we have been running a little behind on this Life and Liberty Drive. I'm just going to be honest with you all. Because look, it was a tough week, whether that was from the Trump assassination attempt, then the RNC, and now President Biden. We're going to have a new president. Regardless, we're going to have a new president this year, which is, obviously next year, but new president elected this year. That is pretty wild. That changes the game for a lot of people, but we have to be there. We can't be there without you. So I'm going to encourage you right now to think about it, pray about it, support the work of the ACLJ, support the media efforts of the ACLJ. You can do that. Support the entire team. This ACLJ is built on the backbone of small $20, $30, $40 donors. We need you right now. ACLJ.org, or scan that QR code to be a part of this movement right now. All gifts are tax deductible, and all gifts are doubled through the month of July.